Hello and welcome to an episode of the Card Show. Hope everyone is well. Hope everyone's had a good weekend. There's a few shows. Was it 12 shows this weekend up in our country in the UK, which is crazy. Hope everyone, hope everyone went to a show. They hope they enjoyed it. If you did go to a show, I was at the MCC Manchester Card Con, see my local show. Shout out to a Third Down trading card shop. Yeah, again with them, really good weekend in general. I took a bit of a personal time out on social. So I've not been on my socials for 48, 70, 60 years, over 50 plus hours. So I got some messages to respond to later tonight. This is Sunday as I was recording this. So by the time you're hearing this on Monday when I release it, I'm sure you've got back to any messages. And if you listen to the pod, you'll know why now. I just took a bit of time out. A few things went on. I just had to reflect, be accountable for some actions and reactions. So yeah, I just thought take some time out from my socials just to have more freedoms of thinking outside of the social sphere, as we say. And again, I think it's quite one of them ones where I wasn't going to go to the show, and I wasn't. Throughout the week, I managed to speak to Rainey Ben, who runs Manchester Carcon, and I was like, yeah, I'll try and get down there for some part, just to sort of show face and try and get a bit of enjoyment, back into sort of my life, sort of back into it, sort of thing. Um, and then it's Friday, and I just wasn't feeling it towards the end of the week, just because of again things I have to be accountable for. I think I had to look within myself about some sort of issues that had arose from stuff I'd done. So yeah, it was interesting week, and I think it was not until the morning of the show I messaged Ben from Third Down, and I was like, hey, da da da, and yeah, they were like, cool. Managed to work some stuff out with them to go down. And I'm glad I went, yeah, because it was kind of refreshing, right? You sort of not in that mindset, that space. Um, Even looking at cards throughout the week where I was investing in purchasing for my personal stuff, I think I lost a few auctions. And again, that stuff doesn't usually get me down too much if it's even if it's personal cards, because I usually set a price where I'm happy paying. If it goes over that price, even if it's a dollar over, people always go, oh well, you missed out by a dollar. Sure, you could have gone a bit dollar more. Just you need to remember that dollar over or the pound over it may be doesn't mean it was that other person's max. It was just what they beat you by. Their max could have been over 500. So I could have gone in by an extra $5. Thinking, oh, I'm comfortable with $5. They could have gone higher than that. And then more, so you're always gonna be chasing that dollar around. You bid in 151, it went for 152. You should have bid 153. So his highest bid could be 175. And it just goes on and on and on. So have your number, put it in, done with. If it goes over, so be it. Make sure you're checking comps and have a good range of where the price should be, and have a price in your head you're comfortable with, especially when it comes to personal cards, and obviously a little bit more so when it's investment, because you want to crack down on their numbers diligently. But yeah, it was one of them weeks where a few personal cards that I'd lost out on. One I completely forgot about, which was annoying, because obviously it's daft times in the morning, they'd be in America. But yeah, it's one of them weeks, and MCC lifted the mood, lifted the spirits. It was good to see a bit of show. It was weird to be in MCC and not seeing Sard's cards. I will say that. But yeah, it was good seeing people like that Hitman collects. Heighton Patel was there. It was good to catch up with him. Obviously, I was with the Third Down team, and they brought out a squad with them. Big table centerpiece of the show. Stood next to AGS. It was interesting hearing their stuff. One of the other content creators for Third Down got some content all about AGS. They were upstairs with the machines, which is kind of cool. Manchester basketball. I've had to get cards there. Manchester basketball team were there as well. Well, a few of the players, and they were signing cards. Let me pull these cards out because they are beautiful. 1 second. For people listening, I will try and describe as best as I can. And also, I've done issue to my right pec, and it's been 2 weeks now. It's popped, and it's horrible. So stretching, coughing hurts. So I just stretched to the back there to get these cards, and it really hurt. That's what the hour's for. Very, very, very weak build to me. I wanted to, it hurt a lot. Just showing my age as well, I think. Right. So first one, Manchester basketball. Little Manchester basketball in the corner. This is Tim Adet Ukasi. Adet Ukasi, what name? So he signed it. Kind of looks like a Suze number #22, but it's like a picture of him taking the shot and him like clapping his hands. On the back, it's got a little bit about him, where he's from, his height. He's actually got his stats off last few years, and a bit about when he signed for Manchester. Which what I do like a lot is these done by Iconic Cards. So if you know Iconic Cards, I've done stuff about in the past. Had Lawrence on a couple of times. It's a shame he wasn't there as well. It's a shame, but there is people watching. Look at that. And then the back, Bosh. I don't think it doesn't like it too close, so I'll have to sort of have it again. Oh, there we go. The black background helps, doesn't it? The jumper. That better for you guys. So yeah, and they signed it live and direct. Next one is Kayemi Cleary. Yeah, similar sort of action pose with the pose of him in the front. Manchester Basketball, nice blue, black, red card clearing out, like really showing the sort of Manchester like vibe and the kit. And there's that one. Let's get the black background again. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Make myself really big there. Look, all right, cool. But yeah, hope you can sort of see that well enough. And the last one is a rookie card as well, which is kind of cool. Judson Martindale, GM33. He signed it. That's RC in the corner, which you love to see. Again, shout out to Iconic Cards and Manchester Card Con and the Manchester Basketball team for making this happen. Really cool little three-piece signed in person. Yeah, and they were cool guys to talk to and stuff like that. I saw Judson around the show quite a bit afterwards. Yeah, Flying V there as well with jerseys, so I think they went a lot to the jersey stuff, obviously old basketball jerseys, old hockey, even current stuff as well, to be fair, football, like soccer stuff. So it's kind of cool having that, like what it encompasses a Manchester Card Con. It's not just the card side of things, but having the athletes there with cards, which were free cards as well, by the way. So massive shout out to Iconic Cards, Lawrence, my shout out to Rainey and MTC. I'd love to see this at other shows. That'd be really cool. The local sort of teams, especially with Ronnie from RP Trading and Top League Podcast being a London basketball collector sort of thing. Like anyone's been in NBA who has cards, like he's watching them and having them down at London Card Show and them signing cards. That'd be really cool. But yeah, I think that's kind of such a nice, cool like aspect, that add-on, an unexpected add-on, as they say. But yeah, that was kind of awesome. Like really does bring that sort of connection of the collector to who they're collecting sort of so much better. So yeah, I enjoyed that a lot. It was a very like diverse show of like sports and TCG. Pokemon and TCG had obviously a bigger section, but it was kind of like maybe a 65-35, 60-40 sort of split. I think the TCG side seemed bigger because of like the stands. Obviously, a lot of them have the stands with the pushes on, so like you look down that side because it's kind of divided like right, left, sports, Pokemon TCG. So you sort of easier to sort of negate, I suppose. I don't know how I feel about some shows, to be honest. I do kind of like them integrated because I don't know. I think it bridges the community more. Like if you're around the Pokemon guys, you get to learn that sort of stuff a bit better, and vice versa. And you never know. So today's Pokemon collector could be tomorrow's sports collector, especially when it comes to the young kids who collect, sometimes both. Again, I've done Merlin stickers as a kid because that's what we had, and then Pokemon came in later on, and then you'll see cards properly later after that, like sports cards. So yeah, it's interesting, but yeah, a great show. Shout out to Hobby FC as well. Dev, never spoke to him before, but meant to do stuff with him with Third Down. Nice little interview there. Ellie, the host, really cool guy of Hoopin' and Loopin', I think it is. He used to do a lot of like basketball, like jersey resales and stuff like that, like sourcing vintage and I think they used jersey, but we had a few. But yeah, that was kind of cool. That sort of MC stage area. But yeah, really good show. So really like uplifted the spirits, gets up back on the thing. So Yeah, it was nice to go to. Gets you fired up for the next show, which is for me is going to be Yorkshire, which is Yorkshire Takeover NEC in Birmingham. So yeah, Yorkshire show in Birmingham. Let me know if you're going down to that one. It looks like it's going to be a good show, really nice floor. And then the week after, it's a London one, which is kind of crazy. So it's like Manchester one day, then it's the week after, it's Yorkshire slash NEC Birmingham Takeover 2 days, and then you finish out on Sunday, and then straight away Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 3 days, London. Last one at Sandown before the inaugural at Excel. I'm excited 'cause I think they're moving the Friday, sorry, from downstairs to upstairs, which probably means it's gonna be expanded, more vendors to be able to be there on the Friday. I think more people that get there on a Thursday to set up for the Friday, which is gonna be crazy. Um, and I just think if they're gonna use upstairs for the Friday, 3 days upstairs, it's just goes to show, the growth of not only London Car Show, but the hobby in the UK. And having that, I think having someone that's willing to invest in that as well is kind of crazy. Like it's such a good place to be in, right? Same with like MCC's obviously expanded to a new venue, bigger. They put the money in there. They said like we can. It's a risk, right? It's worth taking. Northwest Car Show's done it. Maybe it was Liverpool and that big exhibition centre there. Yorkshire's now done it with NEC in Birmingham. Like these step ups that these companies are making really does give the hobby space to grow. So shout out to those people and everyone else doing it as well. Maybe I've not been to your show and not seen the growth, but yeah, shout out to you guys that are doing that sort of stuff. Scotland, another one. Scotland's continual growth, right, from a really small venue in Glasgow to a big one in Edinburgh, then back to Glasgow at the SEC. So yeah, kind of cool to see like all this growth that a lot of these businesses are allowing in a hobby for buyers, sellers, collectors, content creators, other businesses that sell trading card supplies and stuff like that. So yeah, kind of cool to see what's going on in the UK hobby and in European hobby. There was this Seville card show host. He was at the Manchester Card Con, and it was kind of nice to sort of kick it with him for a few. They got a show coming up soon, so I'm looking forward to that. Could be kind of nice. I think that's one thing that I'm hearing a lot as well. Like, not that the UK scene's played out a bit now, like, but when people sort of go to a few shows on the country, I think they sort of realise like, okay, this is what I've got on my doorstep. I can, I know every 3-4 months sort of thing, a lot of shows. There's only a handful that are like once or twice a year. Now it's like, what's Germany gonna be like? What's Spain like? What's these other countries? I think there's that hunger and desire a bit more now to sort of branch out to these other shows in Europe. So yeah, I mean, obviously I was supposed to go to Frankfurt because it was the Frankfurt show, and then the following day it was the Chiefs versus Dolphins over in Frankfurt. So it been a nice little weekend. Unfortunately, all the pieces didn't line up. I'm very much a domino guy. Like I have to knock one piece down. It has to like knock loads of other pieces down. I'm not one of the guys that can just like knock over a piece. It's just too much work. Everything has to align. So I had a lot of things lined up for the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and because it didn't align, it just didn't work out for me. I think it was issues as well. Like, it was one of them where the first domino that I pushed, which was booking off like, even that fell through. It was just like one of those where just constantly was always something going wrong. So yeah, it was a shame, but it's the way it is. And because of that, because I didn't go, I ended up going to Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri, and watching the game lined up to Arrowhead. So, which is unforgettable, unbelievable experience that will be extremely hard to top. Especially for sitting front row as well. Front row Arrowhead during a victory over the Bengals. So yeah, actually, there was Panini instant cards. I mean, it was one of the worst games, but there was Panini instant cards from that game. Actually, I've obviously bought physical, digital, like everything to encompass that game. I do have. Is it here? Is it that upstairs or downstairs? Yeah, it's over there. There's a commemorative ticket all signed by. It was done by Metabilia. They were at the ground. They just give us a handful. Said, "Oh, you have a signed one." So I had one. And my signed one was Drew Tranquil, which actually my wife bought, not me. So it's kind of annoying. But yeah, it's up on my display, which is from the game. So that's always nice little memorabilia. So it always draws it's what your memories, right, from the game, and so I enjoyed that a lot. So enjoy collecting that sort of stuff. And any like digital moments, like the NFL All Day, there's moments from that game that obviously I own, and some I don't, and some I'm still chasing. But yeah, it's always nice having being there at Arrowhead, having that KC tailgating experience, and yeah, lots of stuff. There's like little vlogs from that little trip on the channel. Just scroll down, you'll see it. I think it's like KC. Should be KC first and then New York because we we flew to Atlanta, and then we went to New York. No, we went to Missouri, and then from Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri to New York. So yeah, nice little trip. Nice little trip. Um, eh, I don't know what you guys have planned show-wise. I mean, if you're going to be at the Yorkshire Cross slash NEC takeover, let me know. I mean, it's interesting. They're doing. I think it's their first 2 day, I believe. Again, no charity football match this time. Yeah, again, I think that's what people have been asking for. I've talked about this before on like other shows, especially Cardicon. They had an air hanger. There's so much space. Like, first time I went, like literally, like I think they used like a quarter of that, and maybe you know maybe an eighth. And you think, wow, they could have done little, even just a little mini basketball court, one hoop sort of thing, and you have a little basketball game going on. You have a football net and penalty shootout thing. Now it's darts and everything, a little dartboard and a little, because they don't take up a great deal of space. Especially if it's just a net and a penalty spot, right? Just big net, 12 yards. That's all they need, right? Bit of space for any rebounds. Put it at the back somewhere. Basketball court, or basketball hoop, and a bit of space there. Court off a little bit. Darts, little simulators. So we've seen it a lot with London, aren't they? There's simulators and games they have there and stuff like that. I always think someone should sponsor that, the F1 simulator. If someone should sponsor it, the best laps. It's kind of what Topps did with the basketball hoop last time, where they had the basketball hoop there, top score won Topps basketball chrome, NBA Chrome. So yeah, they should do the same with F1. Someone, Sports Trading Cards UK or wherever it may be, should sponsor it. Best laps, get F1 Sapphire, F1 Chrome, or F1. What's the new one's coming out? I can't remember. I'll say Paddock then for some reason, but yeah, whatever the latest one is, or the close one is, or something people are chasing. I don't know. Maybe it's something we've got in the past. When you've got a box of the 2021 Chrome, 2020 Chrome, that'd be cool. But yeah, it's nice to see the hobby in a good space. Looking forward to the next few weeks, and then I'm jetting off back to Portugal, get some sun, because for those who don't know, yeah, Peter Burkhardt found out as well. I think maybe it's his first time in Manchester. I don't know. He found out how grim it is up north. He came and he was like, "Yeah, it's really cold up here." I'm like, "Yeah, welcome to Manchester, my friend." He found out it's grim up north, pal. Yeah, don't call it rainy city for nothing. So it's been like this for 2 months, 3 months now. So I need to go back out, get some sun again. So yeah, what I mean, it's not great in Portugal when I'm there in February, but it's a lot better than here. I think highs of 18, lows of like 12. So I'll definitely deal with that over what I've got over here. I think got lows like I think it was -4 the other day, which was grim. I do want to talk about my accountability, because obviously it's kind of how I started. Not going to go on the sort of the not badness, but kind of nice to review where I'm at. Obviously, I've not done great with my personal socials, or what to do with PackGrip, way of keeping the cards up. I did explain that I did take some pictures of cards that were sent to Dan. I didn't want to use them because I thought Dan might use them for his video at Sports Cards UK. Now he's not. I will be kind of, again, it's on the PackGrip Homes stands, custom stands made by Third Down. So it wasn't like it was, anything different. So it was just how I was going to take them and use them in general. Probably we might, we'll do adding some effects to it, editing a little bit. Potentially like an arrowhead background or something. I don't know. I'll have to figure that stuff out. But yeah, I'm not where I want to be on that. I've put them a lot on the Mansell app. Like I said before, I find that very easy just to upload a picture, boom, write about it, done. And I kind of like that app. That it's very everyone's like nice and social. So that's kind of cool. So yeah, we'll get better with that coming weeks. It's just been again another busy few weeks with the shows. Elite Card Investor. I'm wearing a hoodie. I know. There we go. There we go. Oh, this way. Here we go. There we go. So listening. I'm wearing the merch. It's not the first episode of that. That's all coming. Final thing to that, the website is live. So elitecardinvestor.com is live. Still a few tweaks to make, but it's live enough. It's live enough to to write what we do over there. And there's some merch on there, some secret merch. Not all about Elite Card Investor, but it's about cards in general. So check out the merch. Let me know what you think. I might add Elite. I'm tempted to leave the Elite Card Investor merch to actual members, but we'll see. I might do like a different version, like a members only version, and just a general version. I'm hoping to link up with some companies, some shows as well, and send them some merch. So if they're repping the merch, or they show it on their media or whatever, and obviously we'll have sort of affiliates and help you get you guys discounted tickets, maybe give some free tickets to members, that sort of stuff, just to get people at shows. And even though we're about making money in the hobby, like you can still go to shows, enjoy it still as your hobby. You can still make money in the something you love and enjoy it at the same time, sort of thing. So looking forward to what the future's got to hold for me and everyone else out there. But yeah, I had to hold myself accountable, and I missed my first Huel as well, this Saturday, because of the show and how busy I was throughout the weekend. Saturday, look, so I finished Huel. So other than that, I'm enjoying them. It's funny because I didn't like the iced. Well, it's definitely have it with ice, but the caramel coffee at first, but now I do like it. So I cancelled it after. Then I changed flavour, so I've gone to chocolate at my next one and salted caramel. I do like salted caramel. So yeah, salty now chocolate is. But I've always said I was going to mix all flavors anyway, just to try them all anyway. And I've cancelled the greens. I only have greens at weekends because I'm not having them throughout the week because of the Black Edition Huel I get has enough lots of stuff in it anyway, so I don't need to really do both at the same time. But weekends, I'm usually eating with my family, so you kind of don't need to be rushing around much and have a Huel on the side. You can just eat naturally anyway. So more Mondays to Fridays and a bit more busier. Just picking up Huel has been a bit of a godsend. So, but yeah, I missed the first one on Saturday. It's kind of bad. It wasn't the best that day, but I did have a really nice tiramisu cinnamon roll, thanks to Munchy Mummies at the Manchester CardCon. That was banging. So shout out to hopefully when this is out, he's got his Instagram sorted. It should be third down. Jack. He bought me that, so shout out to him for that. Legend. Make sure you're following Third Down Jack. It should be available now. It should be having it by now. Should lock that name in. He's doing some good breaks over on eBay for Third Down. So make sure you check over there what they're doing. They're leading the way on eBay for sure for the UK with breaks, and I think they do a lot of singles on there as well. So you might pick yourself up some decent cards, especially if you can't go down to the shop. It's always good for them to clear the inventory that way. So yeah. I think there was more to talk about, but you know what? You don't want to hear me ramble too long about nonsense. Hopefully you'll be at a show soon. You can enjoy this hobby, in that raw, purest essence of a card show. And if not, I hope you're just enjoying the hobby how you enjoy the hobby. Ooh, Dan Patel, another little short film, which is interesting. So this is a 4-minute one. It's very interesting to hear people's thoughts on what the hobby's given them. Let me know your thoughts. Watch it. It's this one's not a 45-minute one. It's like a 4 minutes. I almost said 4 minutes 71 seconds. Then 4 minutes and like 30 odd seconds. It's not that long at all, but it's very interesting, kind of heartwarming take on people's hobby. But yeah, watch it. Let me know what you think. Leave him a little comment, a little like. And if you're not subscribed to his channel, subscribe. Same with you guys watching this, listen to this. Are you subscribed on the YouTubes? Are you to Pat Rip, to Elite Card Investor? You follow it on Instagram. Like, it all helps. Honestly, it really does help. So it doesn't cost you anything. A few seconds of your time. Subscribe. It's massively appreciated. And let me know if you see me at a show, because I'll be at Yorkshire for 2 days, London for 3 days. Let me know. Say, hey, I subscribe to both of yours now. I'll appreciate it. You probably get a hug from me. Look at that. And you probably say, I don't want a hug. Punch me in the face for it. But yeah, still. But no, I appreciate you guys as always. Enjoy this week. Enjoy yourselves. Happy health. Take care.